Trying to figure out how I'm going to spectate if you're not going to be streaming it.
Spectate off Winged Hydra.
Yeah, just spectate off me.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, we are currently live. Let me just post this to community. Not community. Shoot. They moved everything out and everything's out anymore. League streams.
Will you still be controlling it then? Or do I get
No,
control?
we'll have to individually control.
Okay. We see the set and the Athena bands come out really early.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they ran set in Athena and Apollo. I imagine there's usually like ranked bands usually in prospects because you have nothing
You don't have the
specific.
permission? Okay, let me help you out there. I don't know why you can't do that.
Yeah,
You need to post in league streams, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this is weird. I don't know. I'll change it right now. I'll let league reps and caster / headcaster post.
Game ended. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, they just kicked me
All
out
right,
as well.
I changed it right now. Let me know if you can send it.
Yep. All right. Thank you.
You can?
Yeah, I can.
All right, sweet. So just send that, and when you send it, I'll go to the VC and tell them to start when they're ready.
Okay. We're ready.
Oh, you can't add everyone? Oh my god, that's so dumb. I don't know why.
Wait, I can't add everyone?
No, let me change it again so you can add everybody. I think Papa Nike got like scared of like who has permission and stuff, so he like changed some things.
Yeah.
Is he still the owner of the server?
Yeah, he is, of course. So, because like there was like some people that got in that weren't supposed to be in and whatnot, so he just like locked up some of the restrictions or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I figured they'd do like a big reset anyways.
Yeah, we like chopped a lot of things. So if some channels maybe got messed up a little bit while you're changing things, you should be able to add everyone now, I believe. Add everyone, Hero Rose, League Rep on a. Let me know.
Okay.
Should be able to add everyone.
You try to add everyone again. All right.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
There we are. All right. Thank you.
All right. Now I'm gonna go to VC and tell them you're ready. You're spectating, right? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Anyone watching?
It's a mess. I'm excited to see some Gilgamesh gameplay coming this season, as he is up for grabs in the next large update.
I'm gonna let you guys cast for the moment. I'll be right back.
Are you guys into the lobby even?
I'm not yet, no, currently.
Cup. Great.
Yeah, it's pretty standard bands. They're different than last time though. Surprised there wasn't Apollo ban again. Guess they came.
Yeah,
Apollo.
I'm still not into the lobby.
I'm also not in the game. I'm gonna re-spectate him.
Apollo is not that strong now. Okay, let me take that back. Apollo's strong. He's just not like end all be all. Yeah.
He's probably top 5 hunter, but I find it a little difficult to put him top 3 right now.
He's on top 3. He's definitely top 5. There's just like better. Like Onher is definitely the best one. He's just the one you go to if you want a 1v1, you want to win lane. You pick him every time. I imagine they're taking leads from
They're
Armor
gonna
Wolf
prioritize
because
him?
Armor Wolf gets Apollo every single game, and that's all he plays. That's all I've seen him on when he's played carried. So maybe they're taking away from him. That's the goal. That would be my guess, personally.
Who is the ADC on blue side.
Chubby Ostrich, if I remember right, is a mid laner.
NMR is a
Chubby Ostrich-
jungler.
Yeah, Chubby Ostrich is currently the jungle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go double check for you guys real quick, and I will tell you who's who.
See, they could call him being hovered and locked in, as well as the Chernobog to match that
Demi is
global
ADC.
pressure on Apollo.
I don't know who Demi's in-game name is.
Probably
As we see
It is not Mercworks. That is
the
someone else.
Tiamat and the
He
Giannis
is
being
the
locked
Infinite-
in. Likely a Tiamat's going into the solo lane. It's going to be an
surprised
interesting
that Tiamat made
matchup.
it this late into the draft. I'm a little not putting a lot of pressure or not putting a lot of priority onto this pick, the red side, which I find a little surprising. I guess it's just something that they don't pick or they don't
I
play.
think-
Very interesting King
opinion-
Arthur pickup as well.
Tiamat is both not and is a really hard god to play. Like there's like a certain when you get to like middle level, like in lower levels she pub stomps, right? But then you get to middle levels and she has to fall off because the players know how to play around her, but the players who play her aren't good enough to like play at her top level. And then she's better again at the top level. Like all she really offers if you're not that great on her is just a strong split push. And Chernobog will completely defeat that in itself.
True.
And so will Apollo. So I don't think she offers anything too crazy at most levels of play. But these are some.
Well,
really
we're going to
high
see
level
what he
players.
has on this Tiamat. You never know with these prospect games what could be it.
Yeah, but especially with poor communication, which typically is a problem in prospect games because it's just
Yeah,
like,
and a
it's just
very
like reading.
interesting bit comp coming out of both teams with a double mage lock in for the Order side and a double warrior lock in
I
for
did not
the
notice Cohen
Chaos
out
side.
there. That has to be Cohen. Jungle?
I know I
So,
have been
interesting.
seeing a lot of Kakolin support in ranked, but
Yeah,
I'm
I've seen
pretty
that
sure
too.
that's more of a meme. I don't think we'll be seeing Kakolin in support.
I-
but
As we see
I
the
have
Scylla and
heard-
Morga
I
bands
don't
and
know where it heard it from.
Nemesis and Gab band come through.
But I know I heard someone say King Arthur supports OP because you just damage the carries. They might do that. I
Yeah.
don't think they will. It's obviously a joke, but like, hey, they might take it into heart.
maybe Bluestone King Arthur is pretty dumb, even from the support.
Yeah.
It's not like Bluestone scales with anything outside of their health, anyways.
Yeah, the only problem with that though is you're gonna be missing that blue buff. King Arthur really, really loves that blue buff.
True.
And I do see a Cerberus lock. That's likely going into the support role, and it's probably
Solo.
Hikaon going into the jungle.
There's so many flex
Yeah.
picks right here. Really, any of them
They
can
could
go in
flex
almost
that
any role.
anywhere. Minus King Arthur in the jungle. Unless if they're really trolling. You see Chubby Ostrich hovering that Kali. Probably not a bad pickup into all these tanks.
Yeah, she'll really shred them. At this point, if you do pick up Kali, I think she's more of a pill god now. I think that's what you do with her. You will have her play on as a
Some
support that
Wukong.
you play at. What?
So this is a Wukong support, is what I'm seeing.
We just see the double warrior lock in from the Order side, and and Sun Wukong.
Hey,
It makes it extremely difficult to judge where any of these gods are going on either side of the match.
we'll know once the
I
switches
think
happen. But before it happens, where do you guys think everyone's going?
I think it's a Tiamat solo. I think the Sun Wukong is going into the soul lane, kind of like what you were talking about earlier, where King Arthur can outdamage the carries. Sun Wukong can do this exact same thing. Honestly, potentially even better because he's not quite as mana heavy.
It is Alma Jungle. boys.
Yeah, and Alma Jungle, honestly, very similar to the Kali, except for your ultimate is a large teamfight ultimate instead of a I don't die.
So,
Which would be very useful into this backline dive that Chaos side has going for them right now.
okay, Merc worked his mid. He picked Giannis, right? Yeah. Then we have Apollo ADC. Jungle is Alma. Sam is support. So support Tiamat.
And
Interesting.
Wukong is going into the solo lane.
The only
I'd like to see where these
normal-
guys are on Chaos side are going.
Okay, sub killer.
One of my
It's Moju. It's solo. Jungle is Ragnarok. That would be Kukulkan jungle. Mid it's really Zero. I don't know who that is, and then the other person's Fable.
That'd be Zero. That's the Agni going in there. And then Fable, where did you say he was going?
Yeah, it's
Into the support role. So
yeah,
yeah,
Well, Taker.
typical kind of what you'd expect out of those three picks.
Hey, I like this change up stuff. It makes prospects more
The
fun.
Kukulkan's really the only one of those three that can go into the jungle and do well. And then the Cerberus he does a little bit better in that support role, and then King Arthur's just very strong with that blue buff, and I think that's something that he really needs on him
We'll all
to do well.
Pause at what?
0, like at 0-0.
All right. So one of the teams that I'm on did a lot of theory crafting around Tiamat support. Positives to Tiamat support, the sharing the buff honestly ends up working out a lot better as a support because you're almost always with somebody else when the buff's going down.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to share buffs. She also has a couple really good CCs in her knockups. The downside to Tiamat is she has a lot of abilities that, because you aren't building damage, feel really easy.
Yeah, especially now the mitigation really falls off. After the nerf.
Yeah, which is something that makes her extremely strong into that mid lane mage.
Look over in Soul Lane right now. We have King Arthur currently pushing against some poke off at NMR.
I'm at 0-0 right now.
I am at 9. I'm currently waiting to get down to 0.
I'm still at 10 seconds waiting to load into the lobby.
But you're still waiting to get in the lobby?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm in the picks and bans still. It just hit 0 on the timer that it is counting down to.
But you can hit spectate.
So far, nothing is going on for me.
You should be able to jump forward to 0-0 once you get to the spectate.
Okay. So looking at these builds right now, it looks like Giannis is going to be going for either Book of... that has to be Book of Thoth.
It has to be.
Ooh, it got buffed.
There's no
That's
reason
right. It got buffed.
Soul Reaver this early.
It got buffed.
I'll have to restart my smite.
It hasn't been buffed yet.
Yeah,
The buff is
Tuesday.
next
It's Tuesday.
No, it's not till next week.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was today too, and then then there was no update this morning, and I looked. It's not till next week.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So Book of Thoth has not been buffed yet.
I bet you he thinks that has happened though.
Probably.
Because they put it on Smite Game that the update happened today. That's why I thought it was today.
Nah, because I was playing Kook earlier, and I'm like, why do I not have Lifesteal on Spear of the Magus?
Yeah. And just like, oh, just an update. All right. Okay,
All right, we all at
anyways.
0-0?
Nope. I
Turtles?
think Schaefer's loading in.
I had to restart the entire client because it was not putting me into the game.
Interesting. Kukulkan
you
started
guys
Bluestone in the jungle. That's gonna hurt him a little bit.
It's gonna feel pretty.
It shouldn't be too bad. He went for the health chalice, so he should have plenty of
He did, didn't he?
health sustain.
I don't know. I feel like Protector of the Jungle would just been better.
Kukulkan's not the greatest use of auto attacks.
Yeah, but you just get so much stats from it though.
That's true. This tells me that he wants to go aggressive, very early aggression, like levels 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, he wants to get a ton of aggression out.
Yeah.
It will fall off around levels 7 to 8 is when it's going to start falling off until he can upgrade it. I think he's just he's trying to get a very aggressive early game, and hope that that's enough to carry him through. I don't necessarily know that that's the best build strategy though, as the Kukulkan, because you're falling off right at the point where the other team is their strongest. Because right when you're falling off is when Amaterasu's clear has gotten to its best point. She's got all of her abilities online. Giannis is going to start rotating with his ultimate.
Yeah.
You've got the Wukong. Oh no, it's not a Wukong support. Never mind. I guess I don't know the power curve for a Tiamat.
But she went. What's it called? I always forget the name. Sentinel's
All right, I'm at
Echo
0-0
is just
now.
weaker. All right, you're 0-0.
0-0.
All right, ready? Three,
Right,
two,
three.
1, unpause. They are going to be doing Jay's Dragon Start on the side of blue team, and on red team, I imagine they will be doing the same exact thing.
Do you guys think Jade Dragon Start is objectively the better start, or do you just think it's the most simple, or it's the best one out of your simple options?
I think it's the best one of their simple options. It's something anyone can really do without being super coordinated. By the time you rank games, you don't have any comms, so it's just the easiest thing to do. And I think it's like first or second best. Like I don't think it gets worse.
You see the
with
blink out of the
combos.
King Arthur earlier to get to that first minion.
Yeah, it's really important to do that. I think personally. Cerberus took a decent bit of poke here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be heading over to that big harpy because they were able to get that pressure over there.
And they're both level 2. Chernobog at level 2, especially against God Without a Dash, he lands that root and it's a death sentence.
Ooh, Cerberus ate a lot of damage, eating all the takes from the one from Tiamat.
Yeah, it makes it really hard to engage when Cerberus gets that low. And now they've hit 2 themselves. They might be able to ingress. Looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to ingress on the Cerberus right here. And Apollo hits his autos. He can secure the kill here.
Chernobog's
And
now
Chernobog pumping out so much damage.
He's Apollo's believe or die. And first blood goes to Armor Wolf. And it looks like he might get the second blood as well. He's taking a lot of damage here with the minions, and the pause does go out. I don't know the pause.
Fast forward.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We can fast forward, can't we? Oh.
Surrender.
Sick.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, we did see a DC out of Ragnarok in the jungle.
Did anyone look them in prospects chat to see what happened?
Yeah, I'm looking.
They need someone to fill for him.
What role?
Jungle. Matt, it's your time
See
to
you
shine,
guys later.
Magnum. Yep, your time to shine. Go for it.
Well, that was an interesting start there.
Well, that happened. So, Magnum's not gonna be forced to play colon jungle. That's gonna be interesting. Where's Chubby Ostrich at? There he is. I guess we'll just be right back. We're just waiting. And we're back.
Maybe Venom and Cobra will decide to play it a little bit more passively this time. Now that they get the free restart on that lane.
Yeah, it'll help with their aggression a little bit, how it plays out. But I think the Cerberus Apollo wing should win almost every time.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot stronger.
Remember to pause at 0. So let me know when you get there.
No. I guess they restarted the game.
Yeah.
One of their guys crashed.
Yeah. Rag, he's EU. His internet's weird.
Yeah.
But I guess everything's okay. All right. Thanks.
Alright. Magnum, you good? He is silent.
Well, very similar starts coming out of both sides.
Yeah, I imagine you'll do the same thing again.
Not see any change from that.
So at the bottom.
Maybe King Arthur will
Colin does
decide.
have a different start, which I prefer.
I already see a little bit of poke coming out of these solo laners. Because they throw their ones and decide that they just want to go do their buffs now.
I'm curious to see how this team support carries out because she just won't have her mitigation like she normally would. 30% is still a lot, but it's not 60%.
Yeah.
Which does make a fairly large difference.
Well, 30% plus stacked on top.
Killer is still sitting at the blue buff at 20 seconds. He's looking to steal it. Know that he's now lost his chance to secure a Sun Wukong. Did he steal it? No, he doesn't. Well, that puts Subkiller fairly far behind then. Because he doesn't have a blue buff now. Subkiller just dashing away with autos to not get hit. Honestly hilarious.
And he still wins the trade. But he did pop his pot out really early.
Yeah, I don't know why he tried to steal the camp with an auto rather than just press his
Well,
button.
he won't be put too far behind as Colin should. He started his buff a little bit late as well, so
Yeah, he started
once he gets into that rotation, he'll be able to get that blue around time that Subkiller will need it. It's gonna be
Red
very
getting a lot of
soon.
poke here in the dual lane right now. Again, but this time it's split more onto the Chernobog than the Cerberus. They really can contest him here at this camp. I don't think Red Team can do for free. Ooh, Apollo taking a decent bit of poke from the Cerberus.
No, not able to do it for free that time as they did when they were both level 2 rather than the double level 1 into the level 2. Do you see the King Arthur did get his
Stun off. Apollo taking
his blue buff? Might be able to apply that pressure like King
Colin
Arthur
positioning
can
pretty
now.
aggressively here as the Giannis takes a decent bit of poke. He likely could have killed the Giannis if he had known the Giannis portal was down. Ooh, it's gank here in the soul lane and the dual lane right now. Chernobog left with almost dead.
Oh, so very close. If Amma was able to get there a little bit earlier.
Looks like there's
Had a
been a
better
bit of a
aim.
skirmish here in the jungle right now between the Colin, and the Colin will be first blooded here by Chubby Ostrich with the Amma's jungle.
And that's just that Amma 2 damage. Even early on, it just hits very hard, and you don't want to get in the middle of that mirror whenever she casts it.
And Chubby Ostrich does
Subkill?
chip away the purple buff from the enemy team. What is it?
I was going to say, Subkiller did end up losing a lot of XP because he did have to share his blue buff.
Yeah.
So he will be down for a lot with his early game. But being King Arthur, I don't know if that's going to hurt him too much.
That's what XP needed. He is down by... So I'm calling going to hit 5 right here in just a second. And King Arthur will not hit 5 off this wave.
Yeah, and that's just the problem with it. But he can't out clear that Arthur, though. That's the problem. Arthur has so much safety. He's not gonna have to worry about him hitting level 5 before that wave's cleared. He's gonna come back and hopefully solo his blue this time to try and make up for some of that XP. But we'll see what Kakalin does if he rotates over. And he will share some of that XP.
Yeah. Giannis does go for the power boots, telling me he wants to do a lot of damage. That's why he's probably going to book a Thoth. He's not going to have a whole lot of cooldown, however, for a while, though.
Yeah, which is going to be extremely hard for Giannis to use his maneuverability.
Yeah, it
It's
looks like the
all on
comps against Turnblog.
cooldowns.
If Turnblog doesn't hit 5 here, he might be able to kill
Yeah,
position.
crash down on top of him, but the stun comes out from Cerberus and the body block, and there's
And
nothing
T-Mon's
that
now
the
starting to
Tiamat
crit.
can do about that. As well as the Kakalin coming in. Tiamat just using her jump and
T-Mon should fall here. I think
and
we're
him,
off time.
or,
Ooh, Amaterasu going with the ultimate. Forces out the Eternal ult, which does not take too much away from him. But Giannis gets a fat amount of damage off onto this Kakalin, who takes a lot of damage as well. Cerberus now left in the retreat.
Kakalin comes back down and just runs
Ready to
away.
get out.
And looks like Kakalin's the only one that's going to fall for this fight. Cerberus left
Jungle
really
versus
low with the
Forge, a pretty
Giannis
good
too.
trade here. It looks like they're going to look for this jungle camp. Blue team does strip it away from red team, and they should
will be the
left in
second
retreat now.
Void to go in the favor of them, as well as that big kill under the jungler for the
But I think
support.
Chernobog is actually still ahead, however, despite them stripping so many away. Or he's just barely behind just because the benevolence on the Cerberus.
As we see the Tiamat consume being used in the red buff to get that double.
I'm surprised to see
Red
no
buff
rotation onto into sub killer here in the solo lane.
Likely see another consume here for the Tiamat to get. I forgot she can't pick up buffs with a consume or second buff with a consume. She has to physically pick it up.
Yeah, Amaterasu a bit caught out here. She
Yeah,
is
very
out.
deep.
They decide not to follow up on it. Pause at 6.
You do know Giannis is hovering around. He is level 8. He is the largest member
Okay,
in
pause
the
at
game at the
6:20.
moment.
Okay, because I think we're off time.
620.
Cherry takes a decent bit of poke here from Cerberus, and nothing too big. Obviously, Cerberus is still only level 4, which means T-Mons also has a lot of use here, especially their split push.
Pause now.
Okay, I'm at 20. Alright, you ready? 3, 2,
Yep.
1, unpause. Skirmish currently happening here in the mid lane over the back of the side camps. Cerberus finally hits level 5, but T-Mons currently 1 level up on him. It looks like they're doing a big rotation over to the duo lane with the Kakolin and the Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
And blue team.
Chubby Ostrich is able to
retreat.
call that rotation out, and they were
Yeah.
able to retreat or back up to a safe distance to make sure that they aren't
Ooh,
collapsed on.
solos NMR in the solo lane. Looks like it was a very close fight. They're looking for these purple buff invade again. Ooh, Kakolin now has a 10% production decrease. Surprised Chubby Ostrich doesn't capitalize off of that. She does go in, however, and the Agni sitting here nearby gets deleted.
We just see Merc just absolutely pump out that damage using that level lead to really do a great job.
Red team's on the retreat. They can't do anything about this anymore. Merc works
Ooh, just barely missing.
And they will be running away home free.
And that will be the third purple buff to be
stripped away.
Stripped away from Chaos.
To not even any fault of his own. He's just getting put behind. They're just targeting him.
You see the Greater Scorpion go down, so we'll likely see a really early Gold Fury fight.
I don't think we'll see one unless they get another big wipe like that again. Like, they need to take at least 2 people off before they can safely do it.
Subkiller is ahead by a level now and should be able to very shortly extend his lead over into the other side of the map.
Yeah. One of the big things about King Arthur, he's just almost impossible to lose lane with. He just does so much damage with his abilities, just because of Bluestone ticks, that's unreal. You can be winning a fight, and then, you know, he takes you for like 30 ticks of Bluestone, and you're like, oh, look at that. I just took like a free 200 damage. Well, that was fun. Guess I die.
And Inamar is having a little bit of trouble, but that's as to be expected, as we see Inamar just running away from that fight as he loses that trade.
Going next decent on poke. Subkiller is probably the best solo laner in the whole league. I say probably, but like I can't guarantee it because I don't know every player, but like I'm pretty sure.
You see the Cerberus jump over the Giannis ult and
He's a skirmish here in mid.
start to put a little bit of
Shabasha
pressure
diving
as he's-
hardcore onto Colin. Decides not to
Chubby
go
Ostrich
in.
getting a lot on the Agni, and
Interesting.
without Beej not able to
Colin
do
had, like,
much
really
there,
cool
but we do
Agni
see the
tech,
Consume
not
come out and kill the
Chernobog comes
Kakalin.
in
As we
onto
see
Chubby
Chernobog
Ostrich here.
rotating over, and Giannis
If
is
this last few autos, Chubby Ostrich will die.
coming
He gets a
around
dash
and
away.
will put a bunch of damage, as we do see the Chariot come down on top of Chernobog, and it looks like might be able to get this kill,
Yeah, he's
as
out
they
of
are able to find Armor Wolf with the damage.
I don't know if they look for Gold Fury here. They're all really low. Ooh, Tiamat might be dead here, and she will fall to the Agni. Just thinking she's tankier
Just a
than what she
little
is,
bit too
honestly.
far up. Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, she'd have a lot more mitigations right now if she was able to build that damage.
Yeah.
But we do see
King Arthur
Subkiller
trying to strip away
strip away the blue, and
does successfully take it away, which is going to hurt the Sun Wukong a decent bit. Inamar positioning really aggressively here. Throws up the beats, has to ult, and he will get blown up instantaneously.
will die before he can get the ult off. But we do see Giannis and
protection
Armor
reduction.
come over.
He took true damage right there from that King Arthur one. It just blew him up. He just wasn't expecting that extra damage output. Which one of the big problems with one of the best parts about Cerberus? He reduces your procs by 36. That's insane, honestly.
You see Subkiller just saying, "Get out of my lane, go home. You don't know what you're dealing with." Being able to strip away the blue and get 2 kills over there on that rotation from both teams. And I really do think that this King Arthur is starting to have his impact already.
Yeah, he's going to be a big problem to deal with. He's going to have he's so huge right now. 2 levels up. I'm pretty sure
And he's going to be
the only
finishing
in
his
this game.
3rd item very shortly in his next back, actually.
He's averaging 200 XP more per minute than the Sun Wukong. Which is actually huge. He is 1k up. I'm pretty sure he's what's keeping him in this game right now. The Apollo is also fairly large as well. Even though it's only a 1 level lead, he is also 1k up on his opponent.
Yeah, Venom is doing a really good job to match the Chernobog's rotations, even though typically that's what Chernobog's used for, is to match the Apollo's rotations. So
Yeah.
we did see that fight break out earlier.
Buff for the first time
I
in
believe that's
8 minutes.
I believe that's the first time they've got it since the initial spawn.
Some aggression's happening on the solo lane onto Subkiller here, but they're not quite able to catch him. He's just Beyblade spinning away, and he will get away.
Just too tanky.
Yeah, he's too high on levels. Just ganking and rotating on him is just a waste of your time at this point.
So we do see Cerberus come over, and I don't think MMR knew.
He's
And
barely.
I think we might see an MMR fall here if he goes in.
He goes in. Yeah, he's gonna die here. Ooh, I think he's trying to bait the fight in. Ooh, Subkiller will maybe fall. He gains some lots of damage on him. But look, they're able to. Ooh, NMR beats.
Oh, and the beats come out.
And it looks like.
And he will get out with his life, and they just cannot kill Subkiller for the life of them. And this just got turned extremely hard.
Yeah, Giannis' only escape is now gone. And now it's just Giannis up against 4 people to defend this tier 1 tower. He needs to get out, but Colin's just cutting him off. And he will fall a bit of him and gets a solo kill. And Merc falls to King Arthur.
And all getting out with those low health bars, it feels really bad that you're not able to connect with anybody.
It was really a close
There.
fight, but they just couldn't get any of those last hits, especially the Book of Thoth. Just really delays your power spike.
Yeah. And Subkiller doing an amazing job there to just negate all of the damage trying to kill him with the ultimate and the beads burned just in time to help his team get that damage off and sway the fight into their favor.
Yeah, so many resources used on him. It's really lost in the fight there. I think this tells me that they just really shouldn't be rotating to this lane anymore. They're not going to get this kill most likely. And if they do this one more time and they fail again, it's going to put them even further behind. The goalies already started to swing in front in red team's favor by over 1k. If they do that again, they'll just swing even further in their favor. And every time they rotate, it's going to keep putting them behind.
You just look at that player damage difference that King Arthur is able to make. Even though a lot of that's just the solo 1v1 damage, you have to imagine how much of that he's actually applying to those team fights as well.
Yeah, it's a very decent bit.
And we do see them coming over to try and kill the King Arthur once again, but I don't know if they'll be able to kill him as they've expended a lot of their mobility. And King Arthur's
It
just
looks
King Arthur,
like
and
what he
Subkiller
is
will get the
looking
blink
is
off.
for the gold
He
fury
will just get out.
And it looks like
This
she might
Merc.
be getting picked off, but she does have enough kill to take it off, but she doesn't do that much damage. She's now being forced on the retreat. Just people are so used to Tiamat actually blowing you up that when she support, they start to back up when she hits you with a tornado, but then they realize very quickly that it actually does like no damage. Like at this point, she's just tickling the enemy team.
And that's just the pressure that they're able to apply whenever
Ooh, Giannis should get picked out.
Chubby
He
Ostrich
did not
rotates over
ignite
the
his
right.
And his beads. He is forced out. No, he did not use his beads. My bad. He is forced to fight. However, he will be able to ult back in, but
And Cash just taking the better side of these team fights, just being able to stay healthy, be prepared for this Gold Fury. They're able to just slowly poke out the blue team.
Inamar is here, however, before Subkiller, and they will be looking to start this Gold Fury right away before Subkiller can rotate in. It looks like they will be able to get away before Subkiller ever rotates in. And the engage is started. They do get a kill on the same Cobra, but that is the only person that falls. This is a good trade still.
NMR will
is
likely
forced to run
fall
away.
as well,
No,
but
he's gonna get away
he
here. They
won't.
focus onto the other three people, which was probably the wrong decision. They will lose a purple buff, however, but a Gold Fury for 1 death and a purple buff isn't the worst trade in the world.
No, we did see Chaos try and bring back a little bit of
It
that
looks like they will be
lead.
going this T1
that they
tower, and
lost.
blue team are not prepared to defend it at all.
No, as we
Thunder
do-
is diving
we
on
do
the
see
Apollo,
Subkiller
and
just
he will fall
diving.
down.
Just being able to do King Arthur things with that damage and blow him up before he has a chance to make any moves.
Looks like Chernobog will be rushing for the Xe here.
It looks like they're going to go for this T2, and nobody in blue team is going to contest.
It is being pinged out here, but nobody's coming. No one's nearby. They will lose T2 as well, and now this is a complete and total loss for blue team.
We do, however, have the split push from NMR, just trying to stay in that lane and get a little bit of that gold and XP that they gained from those 2 towers
Yeah.
back into the blue team's favors. We just saw a big 2k spike from Chaos side. Do you see a
Yeah,
5-man death ball, though, is extremely dangerous.
Gold difference starts to go down to red team's favor. Has a quick spike over that Gold Fury. No, it starts to spike up after team.
Subkiller applying a little bit of pressure.
Spikes up at Gold Fury and falls right back down in terms of gold.
It looks like they're just going to reset, use that gold that they just got, and try and swing the next fight into their favor, which is going to be over this Greater Scorpion, it looks like. There's nothing really else on the map unless if both teams just want to farm and one of them wants to get the free Greater Scorpion.
I don't think either team really cares who gets the Greater Scorpion. They're really just waiting for the objective. It looks like Amma will be going for Frostbound Hammer. It's a very interesting jungle build. She is not super high on damage. She's mainly.
We do see the Shoguns, Berserkers, and she is going to go for that Frostbound. Like the
She's just like a
attack
left-handed
speed, I wouldn't be
solo.
surprised
Yeah.
to see.
One big problem for blue team right now is their team mod isn't tanky because she elected to go Gauntlet of Thebes' 3rd item. or fourth item. However you wanna
Yeah,
look
which
at
is
it.
really unfortunate.
Whenever you do that,
Not being able to get those stacks, especially since you're going to be consuming all of those buffs, you're going to be missing out on a lot of stacks.
I think if you're going to play Tima, she can't be like clearing the wave like she is. They're
You
taking the
see
T1 tower
more
here,
rotations from Chaos.
and they're going to be aggressing, killing Giannis instantly with the blink.
Just not being able to do anything. And
Two
Chubby Ostrich is going to get caught out here as well, but he's able to dash out and
Ooh, Agi does a lot of
evade.
damage. Beats
An interesting dash in from both sides of the
damage.
border side. Tiamat just in the back, and it looks like they might.
Going to dive in here, and it looks like they're taking a lot of damage. Armor does get a kill, but Tiamat gets a kill in return. Subkiller barely living on, has no
We
HP.
see
If he can just get one hit from Chubby Ostrich, but he does get stunned out here, and it looks like his attack will be in vain. He will fall down to likely Cerberus here, who is now on the chase. Might just hold them out long enough to not be able to do anything else with their newfound pressure. Armor Wolf is currently pushing.
Man,
up
3
there.
kills for 1 in that fight. It just feels bad, especially when you're going in like that in order to defend that T2. I think if they took that 5v5 right there, they might actually have enough to defend.
Yeah.
But I think this T2 is still going to fall. Now they're just going to have to chase them out, but I don't think they're going to be able to catch them.
I think that's the biggest difference. Red team's just grouping up so much better than blue team. I don't think any of the players are looking off. I think they're just grouping better. Also back to the Tiamat thing, building Gauntlet of Thieves, 4th item. I think she probably should have gone for a Sov or a
Yeah, which looks like what she's going for now, but still just a little bit late on that.
Breastplate of Valor, looks like, or the anti-crit one, Spectral Armor. She's going for one or the other.
With the Chernobog being ahead now, likely I wouldn't be surprised to see a Spectral, especially since he has that Wind Demon online.
Yeah.
Which did just receive its nerf, I believe.
Inamar is also stuck farming as well because he needs to get his Soul Eater stacks online. It looks like they will be going here onto Subkiller, doing a lot of damage. BW, Subkiller is now on the run here, and they can't really throw anything else at him because if they do, they'll put themselves in a bad position. Your Scorpion still hasn't fallen, so if they do die here, there's no real chance of them getting Fire Giant.
We do see Subkiller hit 20 at that 20-minute mark.
Blue team is
Here's the little bit of the skirmish for the Greater Scorpion, trying to pump out a little bit more damage.
It's best interest not to have the Greater Scorpion fall right now. They've been behind.
But Red Team will go into the favor of the Red Team due to those Agni bombs.
And Red Team is grouping up currently onto the Primal Fury with only Venom. Only Venom defending it. And Go Fairy is down to below half health. Slowly returning back up against reset. Cerberus.
There's Strange all coming out from Inamar a little bit early.
And it looks like Colin will fall very quickly. Chernobog up in the air, taking a lot of damage here. Agni completely untouched, however, and it looks like Cerberus will fall down. Chernobog lands back down. He is still almost dead, but he can't quite get the kill yet. He is in a fairly safe position with Subkiller diving on, and it looks like Chernobog will be dashing away. Subkiller diving on to Chubby Ostrich. Chubby Ostrich follows Subkiller. Timon, everyone now chasing out the Chernobog, who's barely holding
and just getting caught through that knock-up was a thing that got him caught out just enough to get the kill, and goes in a 3-for-1 trade for blue team this time. A very interesting call from both sides of the map. It looked a little shaky coming out of both teams, but
it looks like
you see Subkiller going to be chasing. Trying to get a little bit of pressure, making sure that he can't back, so whenever they get together, they can actually start on this Primal.
I like the Ama build, honestly. I just wish she would have went stone cutting before, like where Berserkers is, and just move everything back one item. I think that would have been the best build for her. Stone cutting early is just better than later. Apollo is starting up the he's starting up the Fire Giant.
Fire Giant. Yeah, we do see all of the blue team coming over, and I don't know if they know that they're on it.
I don't think they know.
They don't.
They have no idea.
They have no idea that they're on it. And by the time they know now, but it's too late. They've already secured it.
Yeah. They got the
and now they just have to back up. There's no way that they're going to be able to take that fight.
They're a little bit low here. They're going to the Gold Fury. They likely could have just gone and defended it while they're at it. Looks like they're not really interested in taking the fight. They just finally got their small win. Tiamat, as long as she doesn't hit here, it's all fine. And she just runs away. She just finds she uses her beads. It looks like. No, yeah, she does. And she'll be forced out. It was a spectral armor she got. And it looks like she'll be going a Spear of the Magus, I would imagine. I don't see why.
Yeah, for that target damage, to get a little bit more damage on everybody. Spear of Deso wouldn't be terrible either for the CDR, but
I don't think you go it because you won't get any use of the passive. But Giannis doesn't have any Divine Runes, so I think she might go for that. Actually, she has so many abilities; she'll be able to proc it really very easily.
Try and swing this gold lead back into their favor, as most teams are catching up and hitting that level 20 mark.
Yeah, I don't know if they go for a Phoenix here. Oh, Tiamat getting really far up. They likely could collapse, or she will just dash away and be fine. However, she is not tanking this tower. Tower does fall in favor of blue team, and it looks like they will now be resetting for left tower, I imagine. Nope.
Likely, there's nothing else up on the map for them to really do other than this left tower, and they did just swing the gold lead back into their favor, only by a little bit, but you know, it's not enough. Both teams have that one tower standing.
Does have the Sentinel's Embrace online now, which is a very huge power spike for her. 70 extra procs each. That's just huge, honestly. And giving all of her teammates an extra 80 procs is a very powerful spike for her.
Yeah, likely swing some of these fights over into blue team's favor that they haven't been doing so well. They did very well in the last one, but
as soon as Cerberus gets compassion, though, it's gonna be very difficult to kill anyone in the backline. But it does seem like Cerberus is diving a lot more than actually peeling, which would just make Sub Killer harder to kill and not the backliners.
Yeah, Sub Killer having a hard time trying to get that damage off without getting blown up. They're doing a pretty good job of stopping their dive, which has been saving them and helping them in those fights a little bit better. And it looks like they are going to pressure this Phoenix.
I imagine they don't commit too hard for it. It doesn't seem worth it, and this team hasn't been really prioritized, like using her minions to the best extent to split push, because that's not based off of her power at all. For her minions, they scale so poorly that I don't think building power even matters in terms of how much damage they do.
No, not quite, but we will see them pressure this a little bit. She does throw them over to go into the mid lane.
They won't do anything. They're so low in HP that they just won't do enough damage to make anything happen there. And it looks like we'll be backing up. Fire Giant should be running out in about 30 seconds here. Our team now is on the chase, looking to pick out anybody they can. And Amar a little bit on his own here. He could be the one they pick out here if they do ping him out here. Looking to collapse. And Amar should spot this
all
out.
5 right here. And he will get his long dash off. There's nothing that the red team can do about this
If Cerberus was just
other
slightly
than
more
Rigu.
accurate, I think he stuns him and he just dies there.
Oh, definitely. His ultimate was up, but I still don't think that saves him from a 5-man.
Dive, yeah.
No matter how tanky you are.
He's not. He's not tanky at all. He's got 20 magical procs. No HP. I feel like after the Shifters and Sound nerf, if just a lot of builds feel awkward on Sun Wukong now. Because
he does have the 30 from the Ansile, and then he would get the
No, Ansile got nerfed, I thought, down to 20 procs.
No, the physical power got nerfed from 60 to 50.
Okay.
It's still a pretty good pickup.
Yeah.
See both these teams setting up and preparing for this Fire Giant to spawn. That's the only thing left on the map. It might just be the deciding factor of who wins this game.
Yeah, I think whoever gets this Fire Giant might just end up winning as long as it's not like one person only gets it or only 2 people get Fire Giant.
Definitely going to come down to this next team fight more than who has Fire Giant.
No one's nearby to stop him. Kerbal currently split pushing. They know he is, but no one's
It doesn't.
defending it.
It's like Tiamat's going to turn around and start on her way over there. She's not gonna have any problem clearing that
She's
wave,
questioning
but
which way to do it.
no.
She's not going for it. Giannis is going to do it, however, which does take away
And Giannis will be able to match a
they're
little bit of that
committing onto the
global.
fight over here, and the Reds, never mind, backed up. I believe they were about to commit for that fight.
He's just waiting to try and catch this Giannis on the wrong foot. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, and he's going to go in the air, and Giannis is going to ult over as soon as he sees that. And he will hit the Kukulin and just blow him up. That's going to be huge for this team fight going in.
And red team will be backing up and on the retreat now with the Kukulin solo. Sun Wukong is looking for any amount of damage he can possibly get onto red team here, with him just trying to heal a little bit off this Firemancer, but looks like Inamar will be diving in. Gets a big 2 off onto 3 people, and he will be forced up in his ult immediately. Chubby Ostrich diving in super hard. Armor Wolf speeds are used. Armor Wolf will go down. Chubby Ostrich in an instant. Absolutely shredding.
We do see Apollo go into the air, and he will jump down.
On a double kill. Looking for the triple. Sam Cobra takes the kill away. And Chubby Ostrich now on a triple kill. Sub Cobra left on his own, running away. Enimar misses the stun, and it looks like Sub Killer might be able to shut down Chubby Ostrich. He does get the killing. Now he's unstoppable, but I don't think Sub Killer will last much longer at this rate. Does get the blink off, and Enimar is currently just chasing him out. And Subkiller doing a lot of damage, but he should fall here in just a minute to this Giannis here, who finally gets a shutdown to Subkiller, which is a huge gold spike in itself. Likely worth a gold Fury in terms of gold. Apollo just leaves Tiamat to clear on her own. Probably a little risky.
And it looks like they're going to just run right down to this mid lane and try and take out a Phoenix, if not just end the game, depending on
I don't think
how these next fights go for them.
They all come up in 10 seconds.
Well, Subkiller won't be up, which will be a 4v4.
Yeah,
Blue team will have the favor of the Phoenix being down.
Tiamat's not there either. Ooh, going for this.
It looks like they're just going to opt to get
Tiamat not there, who is currently doing the speed buff while they're trying to take a Phoenix.
Merc's just able to half health that Chernobog as soon as he steps up and be able to hit another one onto.
They will have to call off this attack because Tiamat just wasn't there to help push it. Tiamat really should be pushing these waves back by their T2s so the waves can actually push forward. It's really odd to me that she doesn't do that at all.
Yeah, she should be throwing her minions right off base on the lane that's going to need it the most. I'd like to see her throw her minions over in the right lane. Stalling those waves with her minions is not the best idea.
Or she even throw them in mid to gain some more pressure there, just to pull like a sneaky win. But like if they're on the next Fire Giant battle, she can throw them all in mid lane to get a big push there. Or better yet, they take left lane, she can throw them with the Fire Waves, and those with Fire Waves definitely in the game on their own.
Yeah, it looks like we might see. We still strip away the buffs in the left jungle. Chaos Side's just gonna opt to defend that left Phoenix and make sure they're still around the area in case if they see any kind of grouping.
Fire Giant about halfway done for the blue team here.
That Phoenix still is at half. It would be a pretty easy siege for them if they're able to get everybody here, but Tiamat's still not here.
She's still just pushing mid lane.
Rotating over now.
Really
Wouldn't be surprised to see some.
And get that huge increase mitigation. There she goes. Finally,
there it is.
A lot of damage here, but the Phoenix should fall down.
They did get 2 beats, but the Phoenix will fall, and they are forced to retreat.
Has minions flooding it actually. Looks like they do have Venom gets a kill onto Kukulin here, which is a pretty big kill. One more falls, they should be able to start trying to end the game here. I'm taking a decent bit of poke in the team on, just not quite enough yet. Titan has taken a decent bit of damage. It looks like he healed back up, and they will be looking to go for the right Phoenix here. So it's now a 5v4. Tiamat a little far up, but she should be relatively fine around. And she did go with Spare Desolation, interesting enough. I just feel like it doesn't have the greatest value in her. Like
Getting a little bit caught out there, and looks like they might just be able to force them on the retreat here. Inamar doesn't have ulti, so he can't dive in there and tank all that.
Tiamat used her ultimate for no reason, from what I can tell. She just ulted nothing. It's only up in like 14 seconds, so it's not a big deal, obviously. But
very interesting fight coming out of the Order side, but they're making it successful.
Ooh, Apollo gets blown up, and that is the end of your ability to siege this Phoenix. Giannis and them aren't taking it. Same Cobra falls down as well.
Cobra and Tiamat will fall as well, and Giannis is forced to ulti out.
Fall here. Inamar does get the dash off, and he might be able to make it out. But the
I'm not
fight
sure.
on it,
Subkiller is
Giannis
going to be coming over here.
going up. Giannis is
Giannis
in a very aggressive
staying.
position here. Chubby Ostra's trying to solo the Pyromancer. I feel like you just run here.
You're getting a little antsy over here on the order side, trying to grab stuff as you're leaving, but Chaos is doing a good job of making sure that that's not going to happen. Trying to get a little bit of the pressure back onto their side as they're probably going to go to look to siege this right Phoenix with Cobra and Venom down.
The Pirates take this T2 tower. I don't think they get the Phoenix. They will be up in time for that, so I think it doesn't fall to them. But they should get their middle Phoenix back up. And this is where I want to see Sam Cobra start putting waves down the left lane. These waves will have a huge impact on this Fire Giant fight, because someone will be forced to defend the Titan, because those waves will take down that Titan if no one defends it.
Yeah, and it would have been nice for her to throw a couple of the waves in the middle lane while they were on the retreat there.
Yeah.
Or over there sieging that right Phoenix. Did you see Apollo coming over?
Ooh, Agni just getting
just a
blown up there.
huge fight coming out of them.
But he does
and that's that global pressure that he's going to be able to apply. And it looks like that might just be game if they won it. But it looks like they're just going to offer the free Fire Giant here.
I don't know if it's quite game. I think Fire Giant's just a smarter play in this instance. They're not 100% certain they can actually end the game, so Fire Giant just makes more sense. Subkiller's just been doing
in a 3v5 situation at this late in the game, putting yourself up 7k, you're going to be able to finish all of those builds as well as get some boots off and some speed pots in there.
For
specific people.
Fight instead of the Fire Giant instead, while Chubby Ostra stretch it down instead of the Apollo. Apollo diving on to the Colin, who does get his ult forced out. NMR diving hardcore into him, and looks like NMR might be able to kill him here. And it looks like blue team does for the Fire Giant. All three of them fall, and this should be game here. No one left to defend the Titan. And that
with an EFG and a wave clashing in. Two waves on the Titan right now. Agni and Cerberus
falling rapidly down to 9k, 8k. 8.8. Chain health. And
5-man with EFG against a 2 down this mid lane.
They'll be forced to take it down first, but won't take too much work with EFG. And it looks like this Titan Siege is now starting 7k HP remaining on the Titan right now. 6k, 5k, 4k, 3k, 2k. Only 1k remaining, and Titan will fall down to blue team. Blue team do win the game. It's a very close game, honestly.
Oh man, I think they cracked my shell.
And a good job out of that blue team to negate the pressure the Subkiller was just able to put onto them early into that game. Not letting their spirits get down when they had two unsuccessful ganks over there. Making sure that they're able to somewhat hold off.
It looks like we are just... Is the next game ready to start yet? We should have gotten screenshots here. Let's see. NMR did a lot of work, even though he was losing laning phase. He did come out having just as much, if not more, impact than Subkiller did. I really think that's more of a team difference, though. Just the jungle didn't have any real impact on the side of a red team. I imagine it's because he doesn't play Kakol in jungle, and he was just forced onto it. Could be a big influence on that.
Yeah, definitely something that they need to look for a change in probably in the... Is there going to be game 2?
Yeah, there should be. He didn't exactly choose Kakol in jungle. The other guy did, and he was forced onto it. Like,
oh, yeah.
His repertoire puts him at a disadvantage in itself.
Yeah, going into a game that you're not going to be playing the god of your choice is always going to feel bad.
Yeah.
Especially for that team.
And you just... Turns out you're playing Assault. Unfortunate. Chubby Ostrich is not online. Are they only doing one game? We will be right back, I guess. Currently offline. I think they're taking a short break real quick in the meantime. So I guess we will just be right back.
Okay. Yeah, there wasn't anything huge that happened. Subkiller just dominated the early game, but they weren't able to bring that domination into the late game, which was just unfortunate. Their team scaled better, so. No, he should have done a lot better on that Tia. Yeah. And that feels bad as a jungler if you're not able to at least eat all of the mage's damage and still kill them. Even if you die for it, you did your job. But just being able to, or not being able to do that, just puts your team at such a disadvantage. Whereas is able to at least tank a lot more damage and still be able to pump out some, especially with that big team fight ulti. It's just made the cake for them. I suppose. I'm going to take a little quick restroom break. I'm waiting to spectate. What'd you say? I will. I they put me in as their sub for the RSL, even though I told Mark to drop me. So I don't know. And I'm not playing. I'll only sub if BM Mask is the person I need to sub for. I'm not playing with him. Did you hear that? Did you hear that one shot call where we had Oni Fury? I don't know if you were spectating by that point. I think it was game 2. It might have been game 1. I think it might have been game 1 actually. They had on bots. But did you watch the Oni Fury fight? Do you think that he made a bad call there? Because I talked to Blunt and I was like, definitely made a bad call there. Yeah, it's fun.
Alright, we're back again.
They've already started.
Yeah, they restarted. It looks like they banned out Set, Suku, Giannis. They did not want to deal with the Giannis again. And it looks like Guan Yu, Scylla, and Thing are banned, and now Armor Wolf will be getting the Apollo instead. Interesting to see how the heat performs on the Apollo versus the Envenom. I wonder why Magnum just left earlier.
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm still waiting to get into the lobby. So I might have to restart my smite once again. While I wait on that, I'm going to customer.
Alright, go for it. Not too much is happening. Radatasker looks like is being hovered for NMR here. He is a big player of the Radatasker, and it looks like he will be locking in. I imagine this will go solo lane. And it looks like Sobek will also lock in for the support role. I'm curious to see who they pick up next. I imagine it'll be some meta picks probably. I think they will likely pick up the Tiamat, but you never know really. If nobody on blue team plays her, then nobody can really pick her in that case, and that's just how it'll be forced to go. They'll be forced into either. I guess if neither team picks her, doesn't really matter then. Taking a while for this pick here. They're really just thinking about it. It's wild, bro.
Where are you at in the picks and bans?
They just hovered Keb.
Okay, so I'm caught up then. Yeah, Zero's over here hovering Geb. The Sobek pickup.
I imagine
Go on
Rad's gonna
Cobra
NMR
this time.
NMR lows.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Inamar was a jungler last season, so be surprised to see a lot of those gods that can be flexed into the jungle that he could flex into the solo lane be played.
Do the health build. It's pretty fun. Kill for 300 in auto. Fenrir does get locked in along with the Geb, getting rid of the counter pick to the Fenrir. Tiamat has still not been picked up. Most of Tiamat will not be picked on her. Will be picked up for the duo lane here, who should have the pressure in the lane.
Yeah, and I really don't think that they should prioritize that Tiamat. She really didn't do a lot for what's now the chaos side of the game. I wouldn't prioritize her on either sides as pick or ban. If you feel like you can make up for those mistakes that you made in game one,
It won't be Tiamat's support this time around because they did lock in the Sobek. I wouldn't be surprised to see this Fenrir is actually a solo laner. He's really good into the Ratatasker.
yeah, he would be, and we do see the Tiamat ban come through, and we see Tyr being hovered.
Guess is maybe Tyr solo.
Which means that yeah, it looks like it. It could be a Tyr jungle, but I would really like to see him go into that solo lane where he's just able to shine with the blue buff, just like King Arthur is. Dominate. So Hercules being covered. That one's likely going to go into the solo lane as well, rather than that Fenrir. Probably just flexing their picks, seeing who's going where, making sure that they don't get those counter picks.
Ooh, Chang'e gets locked in for the mid lane. That's pretty hype, honestly. It is Hercules.
It's going to be extremely fun to watch. I think this game compared to last game, just the different comps that look a lot more traditional coming out of both teams.
Mercworks will be in the Agni this time versus Zero on it last time.
Yeah, we did we didn't do a role swap. They did ban out the Giannis and Zero will pick up the Chang'e.
Currently just waiting for us to be able to spectate now.
It's putting me in the match already.
And I'm now in the match. Just pause at 0.
Yeah, we'll pause it to 0 whenever it starts. I'm waiting for everybody to load in. Able to get up to 120.
Just waiting for last people to load in so I can set up. Oh my gosh, an interesting play. Ratatasker starting Magic Acorn. This is a wild start, dude. I haven't seen this start in like forever. This is crazy, bro. Can you imagine not going boots on a god? You're crazy.
Yeah, it's insane to really see another pickup for an acorn on the rat. It's almost like these rat players don't like the boots that the high res gives them.
Absolutely wild. Nobody's bought any items yet.
Yeah, it's 20 seconds till Sam Cobra is DC'd though, so
I imagine this game's about to become a surrender.
yeah, likely another surrender. No one's left found, and there's 9 seconds.
So this is a very interesting game, right? This is a very unique start. I have not seen this one yet. Game starts
Nobody
in
wants to buy
minutes.
items except for the rats.
Wait, did the timer just reset for you? Oh gosh.
Yeah, and then it paused at 55.
Yeah. What is happening? Okay. Game unpauses.
They're unpausing now, and he is actually in the game now. So
Okay, that was a pause this whole time. It just glitched out. Okay, that makes more sense. I
yeah,
was
it
really,
was strange as we do see the items being bought now.
I was like, boy, this is a strange strategy here. We're just not gonna play the game. That's our new strategy. We all buy benevolent, sit in fountain, wait for 20 minutes, then we just run out, fight. Rathasker is starting Bluestone. Oh, it's Rathasker solo. I did not realize that. Whoops. It is tier jungle.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. It could be flexed either way. And we will see the Fenrir going into the jungle, so they weren't able to get that counter pickup like they wanted to. But that'll be fine. I think the Herc will be able to do really well into the rat as well.
I think Herc
As the
uses
tier,
their traits. It's one of the things that Herc does. He just goes rush boots, and he just bullies lane all game. Or if he does fall behind, he
yeah,
just fills Boomba's hammer late game and bodies. And Amar looking to be the one who's playing sneaky this time around. Ooh, has Hog, and Amar gets completely shut off from his goal. Subkiller spam laughing. He's about to get kicked from this league. Oh my gosh, we gotta report him after this. It's joking. I really don't care if you spam laugh.
and that's just kind of the thing. Any will do would just bully him out.
Yeah.
And he will lose 3 archers as well as have to split his. Yeah, he'll still lose those archers, which is really going to be devastating to his XP.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bit behind.
Having to split that and losing half the wave. Not having any pressure here either.
Shanga should win lane here. She should be able to poke out Agni for free. Tira, on the other hand, coming from behind, might be able to get a kill here on a Chang'e. She doesn't have her 2. Uses the beast preemptively for no reason, and her beats get used, taken away.
Geb and Apollo just being really poked out over here as well.
Yeah, Geb is a bit of an issue here. Sobek just has so much more pressure than this Geb can ever bring. Ooh, Geb getting
And
thrown
it
out
looks
here.
like we'll
Should be
see
first blood
Geb
here.
getting killed right here, and just like that, you don't step up that far with the Sobek pluck
Yeah.
into the on her.
If he had the reactions, he could just Geb shield himself the moment Sobek comes up. It's a very hard thing to do.
And that would just be more based on instinct. And he was only level 2, so I don't think he would have even had his shield
He didn't have
ready.
It. He didn't have it. He went his dash. I was saying it was an
No,
option.
he-
He could have gotten
No,
shit.
he has it. He didn't go his dash. He does have it right now.
Well, that's what he should have done then. It's hard to time though. It's hard to time though, so I can't hate.
Likely on cooldown after they had just skirmished.
Yeah, it is a very long cooldown. It's like 18 seconds, isn't it? Yeah, it's 18 seconds.
I can check. Yeah. Very long cooldown to be stepping up that far.
And he has no dash. If he does get pulled again, he will be in a bit of a predicament here. No real damage to follow up, I suppose. They just didn't think it was worth it. They will go back for their own purple buff. Likely with Fenrir missing, they didn't want to risk it.
And we might see Subkiller trying going for an invade. He's gonna opt to just stick on the wave.
Hercules is one of the few soul laners who still go TP. That you should probably always go it on him at least, just because you want to rush these boots so you can have pressure in lane very early on. It just makes it easiest. And one advantage of my Tasker versus this is that you can just buy yours in your tower. Like, it's no risk to buy your item whatsoever. You don't have to back. And as long as he is sustained from those pots, he can just keep going as long as Hercules does. TP doesn't hurt him at all.
Yeah, being able to buy that acorn from your tower
Rotation
lines.
here happening onto blue team. Paulo is forced to dash away, and Tyr is blinking in. Gets the pull onto the Geb. Geb is knocked back here. Sobek doing a lot of damage, and he does get blown up. Geb goes down a second time in a row. This is really
You
hurting.
see the border team just kind of hovering over that jungle like, well, we were here, but we weren't here in time. There's really nothing for them to do.
So I'm surprised to see neither support Ghost or Benevolence this time around. I would have liked to see the Geb especially go for it, more so than the Sobek, just because he won't be getting as much pressure, and knowing this will likely happen to him, it will allow him to get back in the game later on much better than you would have otherwise, just from that passive farm. Also allows him to rotate a lot. Stepping up to the Sobek again, he could look for some poke here, but I don't think it would really do anything. There's a small lead here for the mid laner currently, but I think that's just the wave that she hasn't gotten yet.
Yeah, it's extremely small, and honestly, both these mid laners are playing at max capacity right now. Farming, doing a good job staying alive, and
Yeah, Trunks
making
is
sure that
quite
they can stay healthy
yeah.
enough to stay in lane.
Once she gets it though, she will be able to be a lot more aggressive. I'm surprised this Finwar hasn't looked for any pressure anywhere in the map. It's kind of something he needs to do as a Finwar early on. Going on to the Sobek here, going to pull him in. Sobek did go bees though. I don't think the Finwar knew that. This Tyr and the Hercules are much better target. I mean, and the Ratatasker are much better targets from Go for. Actually, Rat went bees too. Well, dang, everyone went bees except for the Tyr. And they does the kill on the same Cobra. Agni beads are used. They're getting all the beads this time around. All the rogues use. Tyr gets a huge fearless.
And a double fearless cleave.
It was 3, but the Chang'e used her 2 to get out of it. A lot of damage coming out from the Finwar. Finwar does get another kill here, but it looks like he might fall down to the Anhur who's coming in on him. Armor Wolf comes in, gets the kill onto Tyr, and it looks like Finwar will
We do see him get up.
here. And they do get the kill. That's a huge turnaround for blue team. That's a huge win for them.
Being able to bait him in like that at such a low health was such a risk, but it did end up paying off for him.
Yeah, up downing onto him. Interesting, Endemar does go for the thick bark acorn. I tend to see the Ratatasker solos go for Evergreen just because it gives you so much sustain. Like late gaming give you like 100 to 200 HP per ability you use. It really helps in those team fights.
Yeah, but you also get the double. You also get the protections bonus from thick bark, and you do get some of that maximum health regen as well. But you also get a little bit of an extra charge on your flurry, which is pretty big. And we do see Fenrir coming over.
He will be forced to ult away.
And a good reaction time for him, to keep him safe, because we do see a skirmish coming out of the left jungle.
Does get his beast used out. He is left in the retreat. He should fall down here. Nothing he can do, just out of position there.
Yeah, a little bit too far up, and probably not knowing that Tyr was there really caught him off guard. And
yeah,
that's what you get when you don't really have
not much you can really do though.
The best words in their jungle.
4 people rotate on you. You just kind of, as a carry, you just kind of accept that you're gonna die one way or another.
Yeah, especially when you have your ultimate down. That's one of Apollo's greatest features, is not only the global pressure, but the escape ability.
Yeah, but 4 people on you, you just don't have much. Like if he wasn't there, he was under his tower, and he still dies either way. He has no way of getting out of that alive. Ooh, Subkiller gets a solo kill.
As he's pressuring that buff.
Ooh, on here taking a lot
A
of damage.
lot of damage. He does have that
Sobek,
glad
Stinger,
shield
Vinder
on.
should fall down here to Sobek. Ooh, barely makes it alive.
And we just see Zero
does
come
make the
over
kill.
from the mid lane.
And Sam Cobra's ult is now down, but Agni's done a lot of damage. It's triple bomb off. Just not quite enough damage. T-rotating in the back onto the Chang'e here. He decides to back up, still hidden away. And Sam Cobra looks like
He might get spotted on a ward.
going down
He
onto the
is.
Chang'e. If he commits here, he will likely die for it, and he will just back up, playing the smarter play rather than the riskier one.
And just being able to look at that
Just
Chang'e, knowing
rolling
that she'll be
around.
able to just get out.
Like, you would think Ratas would be strong in the laning phase. It's actually one of his weakest points as a soul laner. He is an extremely weak laning phase soul laner. But if you get ahead, you're like unkillable. Which is why you want to put pressure onto it if you're the jungler. Because if you can get your Ratatasker ahead in solo, he essentially becomes.
Yeah, but it feels so bad. Feels so bad trying to apply pressure onto a Hercules, especially when he's up right now. Losing all of that XP lead that he did early on really just made the lane almost impossible to bring back into his favor.
I'm not saying it was like a realistic way of him getting it. I was just saying that's one thing you want in the Ratatasker solo. You really just need some form of advantage.
You do see a skirmish coming out from the left side of the map, and Venom will get the kill on Armor Wolf. And that's just on her specialty right there, serving it up cold.
Yeah, it's why Anher's so strong. He's just one of those flex picks. Not really flex, but just power pick. Now skirmish on the right side.
Another fight coming out right.
Another kill. Enamar about to fall down as well, going up in the air. No one does more damage at him. He will go up and likely will dash away. It should be Ostrich still hovering around.
Start his blue right there, and might have seen him jump down. And they might try and go back in, but they do know the Agni is hovering, and they're able to spot him on the wards. And the ward coverage for blue side is just so strong compared to red.
Yeah.
Being able to know where the enemy is such an advantage.
Looks like Subkiller was just jumping on the tier 1 tower, flexing that he's going to get it regardless of what Enamar does. Interesting, the Hercules went Glad Shield. Not typically what I think of when I think of Glad Shield users. Not my ideal one. It looks like he might be taking him too far. He's low on mana. He's biting on more than
he didn't end up getting the tower either.
He should likely fall here. Really low on HP, and he will fall down to Enamar. Decent kill for them. He does lose the tower though, however. But as a kill on Subkiller, it's pretty good for him. He can finally maybe catch up some.
Yeah, being a little bit too trigger happy there, not taking the tower when he should have. Kind of lost all of his options for getting out of that one alive.
I'm curious to see what starter he goes for in the end. I need to get a lot of damage here. Is forced to dash away. Vinder diving him under the tower regardless, and will get punished for his aggression.
Oh, just barely missing that Chang'e ulti.
Feels
Now
bad.
Tyr's gonna look to clean up here and just
Tyr should definitely get this.
pop out all that damage on the Chang'e with no mana. And he will drop it because Geb shows up.
Ooh, Sam Cobra hovering nearby. Does he have Blink? He does not. His beats. He will be able to get away with it. Enamar stealing away these back camps here, forcing Subco to come rotate around, looking for a rotation onto him. But Sam Cobra is stealing away the speed buff while Enamar is being dove on while he's being distracted here. Knowing that nobody's nearby on him, he's getting the speed buff for free. A Fenrir now rotating in on him, and it looks like Sam Cobra.
And I don't think he gets the damage off. Oh, and he barely does.
That just feels bad, dude. Then you get the angry pings from the Fenrir. He's like, dude, kill him, please. Sam Cobra does.
Yeah, and there's not much that he's going to be able to do.
It's worth
not
it.
when he goes
That
walks right into some.
That is a mental win right there. He just effed up the Fenrir in the head. Armor Wolf up in the air, hovering over the Skullfree. Does dive down onto the Honor. Honor takes a lot of damage here. Honor down. Gets immediately blown up by the Apollo. The Apollo will go die in return unless the Geb shoots here on time, which does take the Apollo's life. Geb ult does come out, getting the.
And just dancing around this tier.
It looks like Chibi Ostrich will go down as well. Now blue team in favor get this Gold Fury. Really no resistance left to stop him from taking it away. While Subco pushes down the right lane. That's just a huge one for blue team.
And Armor Wolf playing that almost flawlessly right there, being able to stop any kind of CC and being able to walk out alive with the Geb shield.
Really well coordinated by blue team this time around. They really have the advantage this time.
Yeah, it looks a lot cleaner during their fights. Looks like red team's playing a little bit more of the meme game still, and it doesn't look like it's going in their favor.
I know Apollo is one of Armor Wolf's best characters, so it looks like one of his. I think almost every game he's played it except for the last one with Chernobog. This Rytasker will have a very large impact come late game once he finally gets online. Ooh, forced to
Right now, he's-
rotation onto him right now. He's just forced to immediately leave, rotating straight to mid lane. Meaning blue team will have a lot of pressure now, knowing that one ultimate is down.
Yeah, I like to see some of these teams go for that Greater Scorpion a little bit earlier on. That 20% CDR is just so amazing, and it feels
Ooh,
great
Armor
on
Wolf losing his
basically
ranger to
any
Honor.
soul in
Armor Wolf
Abaddon.
barely lives on her, misses all of his ultimate. He wants to dive in, but now no sees the rotation coming in on him. And it looks like On Her will get the turn on. He will die here to the Chang'e Geb combo. Ups, downs onto him, but he's low on HP. Likely will die here to either Geb or Fenrir. Geb will look for the kill here. He does get the kill onto the On Her. Dive coming back down on to the
We do see
Chang'e.
Armor Wolf in the air. Not looking pretty for red team right now, but Subkiller is over in right, and we do see NMR coming over to switch this fight into the favor of Chaos
Armor
then.
Wolf here. And still just a 1-for-2 trade in favor of blue team so far. Armor Wolf taking decent
Being able to do
damage here.
much there,
I
NMR
think
is going to kind of lose that lead now.
Armor Wolf's still going. Does get pulled in. Geb shield a little bit late. Taking a lot of damage, getting CC really hard. Armor Wolf does fall down. Now Geb should fall as well. His out of mana, if he can block that dash, and he will fall here. And they should be able to take 2 towers down on themselves here. So many people falling down. Geb just getting tossed around, stalling as long as he possibly can. With that Geb shield, he's going to last a couple more seconds than he would otherwise. And it doesn't look like they're going to look for any other win off of this. No, they took too long to kill him. They can't really push for anything now. Overall, a kill win, but they didn't get any farm out of it for red team, so just a small win, not really.
A good play over here by Merc to make sure that Subkiller isn't able to strip away that back jungle over there, giving them the free win on both sides of the map.
If you take a quick look,
Subkiller wasn't able to.
if you take a quick look at the graphs real quick, you can see how the XP and gold lead has changed just from that one fight, and it's barely any. XP is a big difference, but gold is not that much of a difference, honestly. Subkiller does go Rune Forge Hammer, which is something really nice in Hercules because he has so much CC. It looks like he's looking to strip away this blue buff, doesn't really steal it away. And it will now take some damage from Subkiller, losing a lot of his bronze here. And he will just walk away. Since
And Subkiller just being able to apply a lot of pressure into that lane. He's holding a big lead of gold and XP over NMR currently. Just want to see if he's able to throw that into the late game this time around. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out of this one once again. Oh, maybe he just bought himself enough time.
Yeah, I think the Geb's gonna come in, he's gonna be able to save him time. Gets a fat knock up onto him. Anti-heal comes out from the Sobek here, and Chevy Ostrich falls down to Fenrir. Subkiller will make it out alive, and they're left from the retreat here. Ooh, fat damage coming out from the Sobek with the 800 base damage ult. Totally fair. How much is it right now in this ranking? Armor Wolf gets a solo kill over there. 600 base damage, pretty good. Fenrir looks to dive and get some poke off. Sam Cobra taking decent bit damage. Agni with the backup. Throwing Chang'e and getting
And the
decent
pluck
damage, and it looks like
comes
Sam Cobra
out.
will likely take a. I don't know if this is red team's fight. It's a 4v3.
No, especially now with Subkiller coming in.
He will be be forced
They
to
realize
rotate.
that,
Sam
and
Cobra is
hopefully
really
they're
far
able to
back.
get out, but definitely not Cobra. They will be able to pick up that one at least.
There's nothing really up for them though to take away here. They'll rock all the way to
No,
Gold
but they
Fury.
Armor is, though,
Pushing at
split
T2.
pushing this left wave, but there's no one there to stop him. As
Chubby Ostrich is now
he's
moving over,
just
but he will be able to ult away if Chubby does rotate. Except for his beads aren't up. Taking a lot of damage here. Armor Wolf almost dead. Hanging on just by the edge of his life here. Does use ult, and Chubby Ostrich gets a solo kill on Armor Wolf. That's a big kill for him. Will allow on her to free farm now. It looks like Inmar is looking to dive onto this Fenrir, who's very low in HP, but he's as well as low in mana, and he will be forced to walk away. Inmar does go down to Subkiller here, and Subkiller is really just running the game from the solo lane on this Hercules pick, which I think he likes. He has been running it for a while, and it looks like blue team isn't quite able to get this T2 tower, which is like what, 500 HP. Subkiller gets thrown in, taking a little bit of poke, but not enough. Ivy's just really far behind. He needs to
we
get some
do see a gank coming out over on
the honor.
to
He's looking at the pressure here. Dives onto the Geb, throws him back. He's taking a lot of damage from this Geb. This Geb is doing a decent bit of damage, despite having no power whatsoever. On her ult use, taking a lot of damage here, and it looks like Fenrir will get the kill. And on her will fall again. Just not able to get any farm. He's really far behind this time around.
it's going to be a huge difference whenever these team fights for that fire giant come around, being 2 levels up and almost 3 levels up onto the enemy ADC. Just going to show the effects so easily.
Yeah, it looks like they will be showing the Gold Fury on the side of the blue team. I don't see why they wouldn't. But
As
team does
Cobra
have
is
vision
forced
on
to
it.
use his beads. There's nothing that they can really
Subkiller is
do.
diving onto the Agni, almost able to blow him up an instant on his own. Is forced to use the Aegis.
Not quite connecting the crushing boulder.
Ooh. Geb does fall down to the Gold Fury. So Armor Wolf does kill a Chubby Ostrich, and Subkiller is left to die. NMR diving in, getting decent bit of poke, but will be forced to retreat here. Blue team will secure the Gold Fury. 2-for-1 trade plus Gold Fury going in favor of blue team is a good trade for them. However, and Armor Wolf will now be on the dive here, looking to get the kill here onto the Onher, who has jumped away. He will force just to get the CC off, and will get Mez and die Armor Wolf. They may be able to look for the Fire Giant now, but it looks like they'll claim some back camps first. Don't see why they wouldn't immediately go to Fire from here, but it looks like instead they'll be looking for the Phoenix? No, they're taking the Greater Scorpion. A bit confused why they don't go for the Greater Objective.
And I think that they just believe they have enough time. They know that Venom just used his ultimate, so his secure isn't really going to be as dominant. And they're able to just pick up Mark being overextended. And honestly, they can just extend this lead a little bit better through pressure in this mid wave. And it looks like they are going to go over to Pyro. The Subkiller's just on the dive, bullying this tier.
Yeah, Glacier does give good base stats. There's a lot of damage on Sam Cobra here. He just gets completely just 5-man body blocked. No chance of getting out. Just dies there. Not anything he can do about it at that point. For red team to get back into this, just looking at the team fights, I don't really honestly see how they get back in unless blue team messes up, right? Like at this point, blue team is hard winning these fights. Your mid laner's 2 levels down, almost 3. Your carry's 3 levels down. Ooh, big jump onto the Chang'e here. Subcode does blow up Ivy Ostrich in an instant. Blue team does secure the Fire Giant. Inamar falls, and it looks like they will be able to run it down the right lane, but it looks like they're all going to back instead. Are you still here, Turtles?
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to get a hard reset here. Possibly go to look to defend that left lane that Venom's just trying to push up. It looks like he will be able to secure that T2 and get out with his life if he runs immediately. But we do see Armor go into the air, and I don't think that he's ready for it.
Yeah, they will hunt him down, and he should fall on here in an instant. Dash coming off. Ooh, the shell is used.
But not quite enough.
I
And
really
that right
don't.
C2 just hanging on by a thread.
This is like the 99% mark. I think blue team is just in a winning spot. Their team just scales better. Their team hits harder.
Yeah, up
It's better.
10k with the Geb and the Apollo. I mean,
And
it feels
Chang'e,
bad trying to come
like
back against this team.
they don't lose this game unless they lose it, right? Like they have to be the reason they lose. Decent amount of damage to Chubby Ostrich. Chubby Ostrich almost being instantly blown up. And Amarki dying instantly as well. Same cover beats are used. It looks like same cover will fall down, but good stun coming out from Maggie. Saves his life. Same cover stays around for some reason and does fall to Armor Wolf. 3 people down on the side of the red team, and it looks like blue team should be just walking down. Geb is a little low, however, but they should be able to sustain and clear this mid tower. And that was a
And
5v4.
Subkiller is able to come over here and just auto down that right tower and start a little bit of pressure over here
He
in the
does
right
move his
lane.
hammer like I thought he would in solo. It's a really strong item on Hercules solo. He can have his cooldowns up like I think it's like every 2 seconds. Thanks for pushing near. You just press 2, pull him to you, auto 1, auto 3.
They did catch his dash. He's in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, he's Hercules.
He's able to just blow up
He immediately just
Venom.
goes all the way back, and he's winning 3v1. Just doing Hercules thing.
As his team comes over to look to clean up, and Chubby will fall. Zinamar is going to go back in, but I wouldn't be surprised if he dies immediately as well.
Stop their damage output. Armor Wolf does get the stun off. Geb Shield does save his life, and it looks like Armor Wolf might just fall finally, but at what cost? 3 will fall on the side of the red team. Sam Cobra about to fall as well, and Sam Cobra will die here to the Fenrir. Only
We'll get the right Phoenix as well. Subkiller just showing off that Herc flex pick. Being able to just pump out so much damage and being able to kill Venom right there.
Instantly blowing him up. It seems completely unfair in terms of how much damage he can do versus the rest of them.
And just shred the rest of that Titan.
Honestly.
And have no problem looking way cleaner in this second game here. The synergy was definitely a lot better, and their team was there to win and close out this set.
By the point red team was down 5k, there wasn't much they could do to get back in anymore, just because of how poorly their team scaled compared to the other. It wasn't their team was like bad, it was just not as good. And with especially the 5-10 lead into a gap.
Yeah, once Venom started taking those losses in the left lane, just in the 1v1 against Armor Wolf, it really was not looking good for them. And just being able to kill him on repeat and keep him out of the game. No one on the side of Chaos hit 20 at all in this game, and not being able to get any of those upgraded starters, just it feels terrible.
Starter item diff.
Everybody but the Fenrir and the Geb were the ones without starter items. Subkiller was able to pick up that Boombas hammer, very strong item there at the end, showing it off as he 1v3'd their team with no problems. I don't even think he lost more than half of his health bar there. They just played that one almost 10 times better than they played the first one.
Yeah,
and I think they really got... they're going to do a game 3?
I think so. Alright, let's see. We're doing a game 3. I'm gonna ask him quick. Actually, I'll just be right back. I'm hopping the comms.
Okay.